Okay, I'd like to show you the most important thing about defining output, the report type, as opposed to the label or the format. The report type can give you the benefit of totaling data in records, adding up all the values of one field, for instance. And I want to be able to do that on this report. I want to show you how to do a subtotal. But there's no real field that we can subtotal in this database. If I look at the fields here, I have notes and I have date called and nothing I can really add up. You don't want to add all the customer discounts together. That's a numeric field. It's a .0 field and everything. But I don't want to add up discounts. Each person gets a different discount. There's never any reason to know what the total would be or whatever. What I'm going to do is quickly back out of this file, and I'm going to redefine it. Okay. Not going to change the password. I'm going to go to the end of the file, and I'm going to reserve a couple lines like I do. This again is just a stylistic thing that I do. I may be putting some other important data there around, that deals with things about the customer. Let's put a field that we could total here. How about if we put year-to-date sales. Year-to-date rails. Okay, year-to-date sales. And let's make it 8 characters long and a .2 field, meaning I want 2 decimal points. I want to store money in this field. So it will always have at least 2 decimal points. May they be zeros or some amount of pennies. 8 characters, it's going to be able to store any number to $99,999.99. Year-to-date sales, that's all it is. We'll put that on there. We'll press X. I'm not going to bother to create a screen 0 because we're not using it. I instead will go quickly into define screens. I'll go to screen 1 rather, excuse me. And I will put year-to-date sales somewhere on the screen. Let's just put it over here. Let's see, what field was that we just added? Year-to-date sales is field 25. Okay. Let's try and line it up a little better. Let's see if I resolve the fields. Does anything bang into it? No, it looks pretty good. It's going to be there all by itself right underneath the effects button. You know what? Since it's an important field, I want it to stand out. So I'm going to remember we can put a reverse video thing here by turning on the reverse video and highlighting that indicator, that field indicator for field 25. Now when I resolve the fields, that's the way the screen is going to look. Okay, good. Now that we have the screen and we have that, I'm going to go add some data into the field. Let's go into the file, inquire, update, and add. I'm going to go to screen 1, go to record 1. I'm going to press update. I'm going to tab over here. But what happens if I try and tab to that field? I can't. Or even if I start at home, I have no customer code, so I have to put a customer code in here first. Let's put in let's put in Groover, GROO0000. How's that for a pretty funny customer code? All right. Now I can get over here. Is he a dealer or not? Let's make him a dealer and give him 10% discount. Okay. Now I can tab over to the phone, and I'm going to hit enter to get to the fax, and I'm going to hit enter to get to this field. But oddly enough, it didn't take me into that field because it took me into email. I have to remember to, whenever I add a field to a screen, I'm going to save this out. I'm going to say, yes, everything looks okay. To back out, I have to remember that when I add something to a screen, a field, I want to put it on the cursor path. So I want to put field 25 right after, say, field 10. Okay, I'll press F8, cursor path, and I'll make sure that if I ever tab to that group of stuff, I can then hit field 25 pretty easily. Okay. Let's see, now we're showing that there is, when I press escape, it says that the field doesn't appear on the screen, and when I hit enter, it's going to put my cursor in the field that isn't appearing on the screen, and that field is, I don't see it. I know all of you do, but I'm listening. Maybe just listen a little closer. It must be field A. We had field A on this screen. Okay, sorry about that. And I'll get rid of the tab too. So I'll press escape, escape. Remember I removed where it said dummy field down here. I used to say something like dummy field. Okay. Now I've got this field built and I can go add data. I'm going to go add some data to this field on screen 1. I don't want to add any records. I want to add data. I want to add some data to already existing records. So I'll go to record 1 and start on record 1. Let's see. If I press update, he now has a customer code. If I press tab, I get to the phone number, enter, enter. Now I can put in that this guy maybe has $150 worth of year-to-date sales. Escape, escape. Yes, everything looks okay. All right, now there are things about this file I don't like. Things about how I'm entering the data I don't like. It's too hard. I want to enter in a lot of data very fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to number 1. I'm going to go to define processing. Define processing to input, and I'm going to the question that says, does everything look hunky-dory? I'm going to comment that out. I don't want to ask that anymore, and I'm going to come out the response, and I'm going to comment out this. So now on, it's just going to do everything else that it normally does. It's not going to do this thing. Okay, now I can add data quickly. However, I still have to do this. I still have to go into define. I still have to go into the record, press update, and do tab, tab, enter, enter to get to this field. Now I already have $150 in this field. Let's say I go to another record, press escape, escape. By the way, it didn't ask me that annoying question, does everything look hunky-dory? Let's go to this record, press update. There's no customer code. I know I'm going to have to put a customer code. So let's give her GRON0000. How's that? And now we'll make her a customer, and I'll tab, tab, enter, enter over to here, and I can give her, say, $350 worth of sales for the year. All right, all way too cumbersome. So let's go add some more processing that'll make our data entry a little bit easier and quicker, just so we can get to defining a good report output. If I go to define processing, I go to the input table, and I'm going to, at the very end of the table, I pressed F9 and I'm hitting end. Now at the end of the table, I'm going to make an at key. And this at key is just going to be something where I can enter dollar amounts for the year-to-date balance. So how about if I make an at key Y? Okay, I'll put in my little second label. And at key Y, I'm just going to say screen, comma, and the field number for is 25. I'm going to put myself into field 25, and then I'm going to end. That's all I'm going to do with this. By pressing Y, I jump right to this field now. Now I've set myself up so that I can go into this file, stop on any record, and all I have to do is, if it's a record that I want to put money into, I press Y, I put $400, escape, escape. And I'm all done. Now I can press the down arrow, press Y, put $652, escape, escape. So I'm entering data very quickly now into the screen because of the at key that I developed. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go enter lots of data into this file, and when we come back for the next record, I'll be able to show you how we can do things with that numeric data on reports.